Peace and abundance, peace and abundance. Royal day, royal day, royal day. I'll be back in a moment. I'm sharing it around, Enjoy the beat, it's on repeat. Hope all is well, hope all is well. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Abundance, abundance, abundance. Hope all is well. Cosmic Mind UV. Hope all is well. We got this show today. We may do 2 shows today, may or may not. Like I said, randomly. Make sure you put on your notification. Make sure you put on your notifications and make sure that you subscribe and all that great stuff that we always say, you know, all that great stuff that we always say. So make sure you do that. Let's knock this show out. I already know the thoughts and the emotions and all of that over this topic. However, we're going to go ahead and give it, you know, a broadened perspective and hopefully a more broadened narrative than just sex. All right. Okay. Polygyny and economics for Black women. An overview. Polygyny, the practice of one man having multiple wives, is often discussed in cultural, spiritual, and historical contexts. However, there's a growing conversation about its economic implications, especially for Black women. Here's a breakdown on how polygyny can impact Black women economically. Potential economic benefits for Black women: shared financial burdens, household expenses, rent, bills, childcare, food, etc. can be split among co-wives, reducing the financial strain on any one woman. In today's economy, especially with rising living costs, shared economic responsibilities can offer relief. Business and wealth collaboration. Co-wives can collaborate on business ventures, pooling skills, labor, and capital to build family-open enterprises. Some polygynous families work like economic units, helping each wife generate income and build generational wealth. Support for single mothers. Many Black women raising children alone may benefit from economic and emotional stability that a well-structured polygynous household can provide. So we gotta make sure we put that in our brains, well-structured. Co-parenting and shared child-rearing duties free up women to pursue education and or knowledge, or careers or creative outlets, etc. Royal Day, Royal Day, Royal Rises, Royal Day, Royal Night, whatever it is, your perspective areas. Empress Star is in breeze through. She breezed through real quick. She breezing through. So yeah. Gratitude, Empress Star. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her page. She Who You With Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. You know what I'm saying? She got an excellent guest coming through. She has an excellent, I'm the co-host. She has an excellent guest coming through. Hirsch Dirt. We're gonna talk about part 2, the ingredients for a successful relationship, and we're gonna do a little bit more talk about poly, and we're gonna have more perspectives on it, because we'll have more people there to give their perspectives on it. So we're gonna have some of that going on. So gratitude. Make sure you're sharing this out. Man, gratitude and honors and respect to Empress Star. Gratitude. Okay, here we go. It says, let me see. support for single mothers, black women raising children. Okay, provide to the- okay. Reduced pressure to, quote, do it all, end quote. In modern black communities, many women carry the weight of being the provider, caregiver, and emotional pillar. In polygyny, roles can be redistributed. Okay. Let me see. Reducing burnout. What show did we do yesterday? What should we do yesterday? Y'all know what we did yesterday. It's gonna reduce what? Reducing what? They got them on a blank. Huh? Reducing space for what? Personal growth or entrepreneurship and etc. Self-care, personal growth, all that other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that other great stuff. All right. What it could mean for black women economically if structured wisely. Y'all hear that? If structured wisely. And this is only for the people that have, have elevated beyond emotions, and elevated beyond it's just about sex and whatever other stuff. You know what I mean? It's usually just distractionary bullshit. You see what I'm saying? If structured wisely, okay? Polygyny has the potential to lighten financial loads, support entrepreneurship, and create economically secure communities. However, it requires mature adults, ethical leadership from all adults, legal protections, and mutual economic empowerment among all parties to work long term. All right. Final thought for this first part. Let's see. Polygyny is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but in an era where many black women are overburdened and underserved economically, okay, it's worth exploring non-traditional family models that prioritize, that prioritize cooperation. I told y'all that's all submit means is cooperation, shared responsibility, right? And generational wealth building. Okay? All right, let's go. Polygyny and economics for black men. A grounded overview. All right, so we did the melanin and copper tone indigenous women. Y'all know I like to do a sweep through. Try to get as many corners of the whatever as possible. All right. So look, polygyny, one man with multiple wives, can have complex economic implications for black men, whether viewed through the lens of tradition, empowerment, or controversy. The financial aspect of polygyny requires clear, honest analysis. Here's a breakdown of how polygyny may economically impact men. Potential economic benefits for black men. Economic scale and family enterprise. Economic scale and family enterprise. A polygynous household can function like a small business or economic collective where each wife contributes labor, ideas, and income. Black men can potentially build family-run businesses, farms, or real estate ventures with the help of multiple spouses. All right. 2, shared income streams. Okay. If all wives contribute financially, the household can accumulate capital more rapidly. if all wives contribute financially. So that means I need people in the poly groups. I need people in all of the poly chats and stuff. I need you to hear that. So that salute to the ones that have that unique thing where they just taking care of when you come in as a potential co-wife, or what they want to say, the third wife or the fourth, or whatever have you. Do not expect to just be taken care of like you a child. People barely want to do all it. Anyway, look, that's all I'm saying. If all wives contribute financially, the household can accumulate capital more rapidly. Aiding business expansion. So if you already got something going on, you can expand on it. And generational wealth building. All right. See, we don't usually get to this type of stuff because we get so wrapped up in just sex for real. I mean, that's really, or you're not gonna share your man, and a lot of women that say that have already shared men multiple times. But anyway, a lot of all has been shared. Hey, look, hey, a lot of all has been shared, baby. So I mean, shit. Oh man, that is something else, right? More hands may mean more economic output. More hands and brains and resources and creative may mean more economic output. Child care, homemaking, or even entrepreneurial contributions. All right. 3, increased support in legacy building. With several wives raising or cultivating children, a black man can potentially leave behind a larger, more stable legacy, culturally, economically, and spiritually, assuming the structure is stable. All right. And the structure be stable long as everybody's contributing mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. If everybody's contributing, then it shouldn't be an imbalance for real. You know what I mean? If it's a team thing, what was Zane or whatever, it's a group thing. You know what I mean? Strategic division of household roles by having spouses take on specific economic or domestic roles. Men may be able to focus more intently on income generation. Okay. Business expansion or community leadership. Isn't that something? All right. Economic realities for black men today. Median black men male income in the U.S. is lower than most other racial groups. Entrepreneurship is growing. However, access to capital and intergenerational wealth remain barriers. But polygyny may appeal to those looking to create legacy structures outside the Western norm. However, requires planning, which everything does. However, we talk about polygyny, planning, maturity, and deep financial discipline. All right. Key takeaway: polygyny for black men. So we did melanin and indigenous women first. We covered the women first. So maybe you got to rewind that if you came, be just coming in late or whatever. Polygyny for black men is not an economic shortcut. It's a high responsibility model that only works if the man is already stable, intentional, and fair. All right. So that doesn't mean he just rolling in money. See, I'm thinking, a lot of people's visualization of stability, I guess you go to have mansions and
You know what I'm saying? You got mad, you know what I mean, sweat equities and all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? That means having the bare essentials, on a regular basis in functionality, ain't it? But okay, done correctly, it can multiply productivity, wealth, and legacy. Done poorly, it can collapse under weight of financial and emotional mismanagement. All right, here we go. Polygyny and economics for Black youth. Now we go into the youth. A generational perspective. When examining polygyny through an economic lens. Economic lens. That's it, okay? It's essential to consider its impact not only on adults, or however on the Black youth, the next generation. Whether in terms of resources, structure, or opportunity, polygynous households can shape economic outcomes for children in unique ways. Here's a breakdown. Potential economic benefits for Black youth. Increased support network, multiple mothers or mother figures, etc. A mother, how we said up top, mothers in the home can mean more emotional, educational, and or knowledge and practical support, reducing neglect or burnout. You see, they keep using that word, neglect or burnout, often seen in single-parent households. All right, children benefit from a quote village end quote approach, because I hear a lot of women yell at. Then when polygyny come up, then it's all right, children benefit from a quote-unquote village approach. More eyes, more care, more mentorship. Ain't that something? Stronger economic household base. If structured well, a polygynous home may have multiple incomes supporting children's needs. And if they have homeschool, the school won't be a thing, but school, healthcare, and extracurriculars. This increases the chance of financial stability, especially in working class or underserved Black communities. Isn't that something? But they say you had to be rolling in money to consider polygyny. They say it will help with underserved community. So that means just because you in the underserved community and you're not making millions of dollars doesn't mean you shouldn't practice poly, because that would actually be smarter, because you can accumulate resources and build capital actually faster. You feel me? So anyway, so it's good on both ends, on both polarities, whether you full up like that or whether you in the what they call middle class, but some people say there is no more middle class, or if you're in the etc. All right. Exposure to entrepreneurship and legacy building. In many successful polygynous households, youth are raised to participate in family businesses, agriculture, or trade skills, preparing them for economic independence or interdependence. They're taught values of cooperation, responsibility, and generational wealth from a young age. Reduced economic pressure on mothers. When mothers share responsibilities, they may be able to pursue education and or knowledge, or higher paying job, or start your own business, or if you already have your business started, you can expand on stuff, or if you don't even have it started, you can put stuff on the back burner, you can actually get your stuff rolling. You hear me? All right, leading to better outcomes for the child or children. Black youth or indigenous, Coppertone, etc. youth raised in less economically stressed homes tend to have better mental health and academic performance. Black, indigenous, Coppertone youth raised in less economically stressed homes tend to have better mental health and academic performance. So that means if you are struggling, that is fucking up their mental health as well, not just yours. I told y'all this thing is called trickle down effect, baby. Gratitude. We have the comments on the screen from no other than Empress Star. Y'all make sure y'all check it out. My screen is a little blurred on this phone, so I'm not able to really see what it says. However, y'all see what it says. That's the most important thing. You figure it out? All right, gratitude for your participation, Empress Star. By the way, real quick, make sure you subscribe, make sure you support, make sure you donate, make sure you put on your notifications. We go live randomly, man. You know what I'm saying? Stuff be going on, man, and whatever. I want to give you the best quality each time possible. You know what I mean? So I don't want it to, be inconsistent on the consistency of performance. All right. So I want to, give you a great performance each time. And so yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go. Gratitude for the participation. Long-term economic effects if polygyny is well structured and stable. Black youth can grow up with strong community values, work ethic, and economic opportunities. Poorly managed or underfunded, youth may face chaotic environments, which they already in with monogamy anyway, limited opportunities and emotional or economic neglect. Key takeaway that we did the melanin women, the benefits for black women and single mothers and or single women, etc. Then we did the black men, you see what I'm saying? And then the copper tone indigenous and sexual black men and copper tone men, whatever. Now we're on the youth, all right? So the key takeaway from the youth section. For black youth, the economic impact of polygyny depends entirely on how well the household is managed, all right? It has the potential to be empowering and legacy building. However, only if all children receive equal investment, care, and opportunity. All right? Polygyny and economics for single black women and mothers. Okay? So this I think is we wrapping it up, y'all. Polygyny and economics for single black women and others. A strategic breakdown in today's economy, a social climate. Many single black women and mothers face unique pressures, from raising children alone to navigating financial hardship. Right? Polygyny, one man, multiple wives, is often dismissed as purely cultural or emotional. All right, hold on, y'all. All right, okay, where we at? Give me a second, one momento. Is often dismissed as purely cultural or emotional. However, it can have economic implications as well. Here's a focused breakdown on how polygyny might economically affect single black women and single mothers. Potential economic benefits: shared resources and financial relief. For single mothers struggling financially, joining a polygynous household could provide housing, food, utilities, and childcare support, reducing daily economic stress. The cost of living is divided among more adults, helping stabilize the household. Access to community support. Single black mothers often operate in isolation. However, polygyny offers a built-in support system, co-wives, shared parenting, etc. This can create more time and space, and they said in space. Oh, I like y'all. Good job, great job. To pursue knowledge and or education, careers, or side businesses, or expansion on current businesses or that you already have. Pathway to economic growth. In successful polygynous household, women may engage in joint ventures, shared business ownership, or family enterprises, helping each woman including former single mothers, build wealth. Women. So this is really, it's really a lot of great benefits. It sounded like for the women. If women just get, if a lot of women just get beyond just that, just whew. All right. Women can can lean on each other, rotate duties, enabling some to rest or recharge or grow professionally. Emotional and financial backup. Single motherhood often means zero backup. If a mother is sick, broke, or burned out, they said it again. Y'all go check out my show, Black Parent Burnout, I did yesterday. Please go check that out. The sound was a little but I'm assuming today it sounds a lot clearer. If a mother is sick or ill, broken, or burned out, there's no safety net. There's no safety net usually. In a cooperative, polygynous home, there's always someone to lean on, which has both emotional and financial value. Isn't that something? Why it matters for single Black women and mothers. Over 70%, 70% of Black households in the U.S. are led by single women. You hear that? Okay? So ladies, when you say what's wrong with these men, over 70% of the household in the U.S. are led by single women. Okay? So that might be the reason. Maybe not, but that might be the reason. I'm just saying. So, why it matters for why polygyny matters for single Black women and or mothers. So they saying 70%. It could be 80, it could be 90. We don't even know. You know what I'm saying? They said over 70%. That could be any goddamn number of Black households in the U.S. are led by single women. Many underemployed or overworked. Okay? Many underemployed or overworked. The cost of raising or cultivating children alone is rising. Housing, food, childcare, healthcare. Polygyny could serve as a non-traditional model. And then it's like you saying tradition. Who tradition you talking about? Are you talking about Black tradition or indigenous tradition? Or you talking about European or other group tradition? You know what I mean? Because anyway, yeah, I don't want to get too far, of course. Okay, for, economic responsibility, however, only with structure, fairness, and mutual respect. Final insight. Polygyny isn't a rescue plan. However, when ethical, intentional, and economically structured, it could offer a new path for single Black women and mothers to access support, stability, and long-term growth. It won't work for everyone. However, it could relieve pressure, reduce poverty risk, and create community-based wealth when done right. Ain't that something? When it's done right. All right, this is the last little bit of reality. Here's a side-by-side comparison showing economic differences between being a single Black woman / mother versus being in a polygynous household, especially focused on financial stability, support, and long-term potential. Economic comparison: single Black women / mother versus polygynous household. Category: income responsibility. Single, I'm gonna just say single 100% on the woman, and in parentheses they got plus child expenses. It's 100% on you, and a lot of women know that, and they be proudly taking that on. But yeah, that's why I be saying, why do you not want somebody to come take it? Don't even matter if it's 50%, 30%, 35%. 39.7. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you want somebody to relieve you? Anyway, so polygynous household shared among husband and co-wives. Housing and living costs. Single black women and mothers fully paid by her. Polygynous household shared across household. Childcare and parenting. Single. Solo parenting, limited support. Polygynous household, shared parenting, and co-wives and or husband. Time for career / education and knowledge and creativity, etc. Single, often limited due to child family duties. Polygynous household, greater flexibility if duties are divided. Wealth building potential. Single, low to moderate, often paycheck to paycheck. Polygynous household, higher potential through cooperative income or group entrepreneurship. Burnout and stress. We did a show about that yesterday. And again, the sound is a little choppy. However, we got through it effectively. All right. And for the most part, I did a review where you could put for the most part here. The most part. All right. Burnout and stress. Single, high due to juggling work, children, and survival alone. We went over survival mode yesterday. We went over that. And what puts you in survival mode and keeps you there. Polygynous household, potentially lower with emotional and logistical backup. Legal protection. Single, full legal recognition as single parent. Polygyny, only one wife legally protected in U.S. systems. However, you can do your paperwork and LLCs and trust and stuff. You could do all of that. That's easy stuff. The paperwork games. Social support networks. Single, often lacking or inconsistent. Polygynous household, built-in support from co-wives and extended family. From the co-wives as well, right? Stigma, stigma or / social judgment. All right, that means judgment means decision. I'm thinking it means stereotype, social stereotype. Okay, if y'all want to use judgment, okay. Let me see. Single, seen as quote unquote strong, end quote, or independent, end quote, but sometimes judged. Polygynous, heavily stabilized. My bad. Polygynous household, heavily stigmatized, especially in Western societies. Exit strategy, autonomy. Single, high autonomy, but limited safety net. Polygynous household can be harder to lead if economically dependent on household. Children's resources. Single, may struggle with access to extracurriculars, tutors, etc. Polygynous household, potentially improved if income is pooled. That means everybody's putting in something, and managed well. All right, and managed well. Interpretation. Single motherhood offers independence, not interdependence, but independence, and legal clarity. However, often comes with severe economic and emotional burdens. Polygynous households, when healthy and organized, can offer resource pooling and support. However, carry risk of economic imbalance and legal protection. But like I said, you can get around that. So, hope all is well. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope y'all got something out of this. And like I said, Who You With Wednesdays coming up tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. We got Dirt talking about ingredients for a successful relationship. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, to Cosmic 9D. Make sure you subscribe to Empress Star and By the way, Hirsch Dirk he's an accountant. He does taxes. So if you want to get, I mean, it's probably over now. However, if you in the future want to get your taxes done and financial consulting, definitely reach out to Hirsch Dirk for that. And Cosmic Mind Services, we do spiritual coaching. We do motivational speaking events. We do motivational coaching. We do holistic training and different things that we offer as well. We offer DJ services. So just reach out to us. We have holistic products as well. So peace and abundance. And guess what?